Hello, everyone. This is Gary Allen coming to you live from Las Vegas. And bear with me while I get a few things set up here.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I can't hear you.
Okay, hang on. Let's see.
Do I have my computer muted? I do have my computer muted. There we go. I was muted. Sorry.
How are you, Kayla?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful, doing wonderful.
Awesome.
So, guys, we're live, and we're also live on Facebook. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to get started here momentarily. I'll introduce myself. My name is Gary Allen. I'm a realtor in Las Vegas, and with me is Kayla Lieblich, who is a realtor in Fort Collins, Colorado. So just a little bit of background about me. I've been a realtor for 4 years, and it's a very challenging business, but what I have found is that it's actually very easy once you find the client. If you're in real estate, you understand that lead gen is 90% of your business. And Kayla and I have found an amazing tool that we want to share with you, that if you use this tool consistently, you are going to make more money. And I've got some success stories. Kayla has some amazing stories of how she uses this. So let me show you a couple things here, and then we will get into the meat of the webinar. So about a year after I became a realtor, I went to a conference, and I see a gentleman up on stage that his name is Jordan Adler, and I know who Jordan was, and I knew that he represented a company called Send Out Cards. I had never checked it out, but I did that night, and when I did, I was like, oh, this is absolutely what I need to grow my business. This is a phenomenal tool. Because guys, we're in the people business. We're in the relationship building business. And if you can create something that's physical and tangible off your phone or off your laptop in a couple of minutes and for very low cost, then and it's a greeting card that you can add gifts to. And if you use your phone, use your laptop, you can do something that's very personalized, because I use it with Facebook to be able to take pictures. People put their lives on Facebook. And so I'll take pictures off of Facebook, put it on a card. Sometimes I'll add a gift, and I just love on my network. And by doing that, I end up having a little army of people out there that refer me business, and that's worked for Kayla as well. So we're going to be talking a little bit about a company called Send Out Cards, and more specifically how you can use this very low cost, innovative tool to grow your business. And Kayla's going to focus on FSBOs and probably more so expireds. And I'm going to talk a little bit about loving on my network and how that's brought business to me. So let's go ahead and get started. So guys, when I started using this system, I started making Facebook friends with intention of using the ammunition, I guess, for lack of a better word, that they provide. Because people post their lives on Facebook. They put pictures of their newborn baby, or they post a picture of their new puppy, or maybe their dog, passed away, or they post pictures of their car that they just bought, or their trip to Hawaii, wherever their vacation is. And if you take those pictures and put it on a physical greeting card and send it to them through the postal service, it lands in their mailbox a couple days later. What ends up happening is that they start to understand that you're connecting with them on a much deeper level than a like or a comment. And it's just worked great. So I'm going to show you a couple quick examples, and then I'm going to have Kayla take over, and she's going to rock you with some incredible information of how she uses this very simple tool to write literally millions of dollars in listings in the last few months. So I'm excited. So probably one of the first success stories I had with Send Out Cards is I put someone my first year into a rental, and we became Facebook friends. And so he posted a picture of his wedding day, and they were celebrating their first year anniversary. So I take this picture off of Facebook, I put it on a card, and I sent it to him with a 4-pack of brownies. And that's all done with a couple clicks on the computer or the phone, and the home office handles everything. That night they print it, they stuff it, they stamp it, they connect it with the gift if you attach one, and it goes out in the mail the next day, and they get it a couple days later. So Newly and his wife, Nicole, Newly called me about a week later. He said, dude, my wife totally adores you for sending that. We've got your picture. We've got your card on our refrigerator. You know, the kids love the brownies. So we chatted for a few minutes, and lo and behold, the last thing he said to me is, "Hey, my dad's moving back to Vegas, and even though he's bought 3 homes from the same $250,000 cash transaction, all from a little card and a small gift. So this little $15 card and gift, because I added this is brownies, and then there's $5 of shipping. So a little $15 card and gift brought me over $20,000 commission. That's not too shabby. So that's just a great way to love on your network by using Facebook and just giving people back what they've posted. I think here about 6 weeks ago, I had put someone 2 years ago. I put them into a home, and a newlywed couple. And about 6 weeks ago, they posted a picture of the newborn baby, and so cute baby. And I take that picture and I put it on a card. I added a little plush baby toy called Jiggles the Blue Giraffe. So the husband called me about a week later and said, "That's really cool. Thank you so much. We really, it's very kind, very thoughtful." And then a couple weeks later, the wife called me and said that she was listening to someone at a party, it was like an office party, and she heard someone across the room talking about buying a home. And so she went over and said, "You need to meet my realtor." And not to toot my own horn, but she said, "He's one of the nicest guys." Well, okay, I may be fairly nice, but it's just these little simple acts of doing these acts of kindness. Everyone expects a card pretty much when it's their birthday or the holidays, but when someone gets a card that's completely out of the blue, maybe with a little gift attached to it, it's just amazing. It's just, the impact is so powerful. So I got a lead from that by just loving on my network. I got a buyer's lead. So here's kind of a more traditional way that I've used send out cards. I had a listing, and I created a 3-panel card. And I actually created this card as if it was coming from the owner of the home. And I got a list of 100 neighbors, and I created one card and uploaded that list as a CSV file and connected that group with this one card. I hit send. 100 cards were printed that night, went out the next day. And about a week later, someone calls me and says, "Hi, my name's Steve. I'm an engineer at the power station. I'm moving from Apple Valley, California to Las Vegas. And one of my coworkers handed me this card with some pictures of this home. I'd like to take a look at it." I was, well, great. So I showed him this home. He didn't actually end up buying this home, but he did buy another home from me. So this is about a $2 card, including the stamp. I sent it to 100 neighbors. So it was a $200 campaign, brought me in a $19,000 commission. So guys, this system works. People love to be appreciated. They crave it. And if you do the things that are very simple to do, very fast, very low cost, if you separate yourself from all the other realtors that do the normal, dialing for dollars, likes and comments on Facebook, guys, when you do something like this, it's really powerful and it works. So I created this card in maybe 5 minutes, and I created it as if Joan and John had actually sent it from them, even though I'm the one that did it, because it had their return address on it. And it had a little mail merge, so it was directed to whoever the owner of the home in the neighborhood. So it was personalized. So it went to Joe, it went to Bobby, it went to Amanda, and it's just a very, very powerful system to be able to send a listing out. It has my information on the back, so you're able to brand the back of the card, and it's just a really phenomenal system. So I've had great success using this in 3 years with send out cards. It really has made a huge difference in my real estate business. And I know it's done the same for Kayla. So Kayla, talk to us a little bit about your experience with send out cards, when you started, how you use it, and I'll let you take over.
Thanks, Gary. So Gary and I met on a Facebook page when I was inquiring about send out cards. And he has just been the most remarkable mentor in this whole thing. And so one thing I'll say is, guys, if you have questions at any point, please post them in the chat, and make sure that it's going to the panelists and all attendees, and then or post them in the Q&A, and we'll make sure that we answer all of your questions. I've been using send out cards. Gary signed me up mid-October, and it took me a week or two to get started. but I started actually using them in November. And what I was going to do was a 30-day test. So November 1st to November, then in November. And just see if I got one phone call from the cards that I was sending. And so what I was doing is I was sending out, I just had there it is. I was sending out a campaign, which is, we all know what a drip campaign is, where you send out a series of automated emails. And one second, that's an urgent text that I just need to respond to. That's, someone is at one of my rentals. The other number, and this some person is supposed to be home. Okay. Kelly is there. Okay, sorry, that was weird. That never happens. I swear. And so basically, you know, when you get cards, I have a stack here of, you know, it's a box. This is the brownie box, the standard brownie box, just in case you're wondering. So when you send brownies with your campaigns, they will, in fact, have to open a package, which is just amazing. It really gets their attention. But anyways, I started with send out cards, and the first thing I did was take Gary's advice and read this book by Jim McCord, who is also in our Facebook group. I'll post the link to our Facebook group here soon, called The Revolution in Real Estate Sales. And I read it, and I basically followed it verbatim. Basically, you put together a campaign, and it sends out 4 cards is how I have it set up. And those cards go out once a week to every single expired that I put into the system. So there's the work that you have to do, is you have to take the expired and put them into your system. But really, that's not that bad compared to what it could be, especially if you're handwriting 4 cards per person and sending those out and dropping them off at the mail and hoping that nothing bad happens or to the cards or no coffee spills on them, which would be my problem. So I'm going to pull out some cards so that you can see the quality. So this is one of the cards that I send. And I'll do a screenshot and show you guys exactly where you can go and find the exact cards that I use for my expired campaign so that you can recreate it yourself. So this is one of them. It just says, hello. And then on the inside, says, let's connect. And it's a nice font. I mean, it's nothing special. In now at this point, they have converted my handwriting to a font. And so that is what people see. So it looks a lot more handwritten, which is fantastic. It says, hey, Kayla, well, it's addressed to me. So, hello, I just wanted to introduce myself again. My name is Kayla Lieblich, and I'm a local realtor with Keller Williams, Northern Colorado. I would also like to set up a tour with you just in case I happen upon a buyer whose needs match with your home. So this is to a FSBO. Please feel free to call me when you get a chance so that I can pop by and take a look. And then best wishes and my information. And so I have, you'll also be able to find the FSBO campaign on the Facebook page. So I have both of those ready for you, however you want to use them. You can adjust them, whatever, but these are working for me. And so let me show you the exact system. I'm going to do a screen share here real quick. I think this is the one. And so if you go to, no, let's not play my videos automatically. If you go to the real estate resource, and I'm not on the right page, I'm on a thing in the page. There we go. We've got quite a few members now. We're starting to pick up some steam or pick up some speed and really get rolling. So there's a lot of great people in here who have insight. So if you go to this website, the real estate resource, and I'm going to post the link in the chat right now just so that you guys can, where's my chat button? Why am I having difficulties tonight? Oh, sorry. Mute, share more chat. There's the not invite, sorry. Nope, that's not what I wanted either. Chat. Where is it? Oh, okay, there we go. So there we go. There's the link. It's in the chat. I don't know why I'm struggling tonight. And so basically you come in here and you just go to the photos And you'll see a bunch of ideas. These are Jordan Adler's books. The one I just finished reading both of them, and they are fantastic for network marketing and some motivation around that. But if you go to albums right here, you will be able to see that there are 2 albums that I've created. And one of them is my FSBO system, and the other is the expired system. And so when you click on that, you can go straight to, like, the first card is the one with the house on it. And so what you can do is you can personalize, and I do this for every single expired that I send out. I personalize the first card that they get in their system. And so what it looks like when I'm processing it is it's blank, and it has the little for sale sold sign, and then I just add the photo after I've processed it, and I can show you where to find the whole process to make it super easy for you as well. So yeah, here's the first card that they're going to get. And then on the inside, here's the text. So you can see, my name's Kayla Lieblich. I'm a realtor here in Northern Colorado. It appears your home recently came off the market. I was just curious how in the heck your home didn't sell. Please call me about this, as I have a strategy to get your home in front of new people and get it sold for top dollar. It sounds pretty generic, and it kind of is, but it works. And so who am I to change something that isn't broken? The other thing is I match this to the script that I use when I'm cold calling these people at the same time. So while people are receiving cards, I'm also cold calling them. I use Vulcan 7 is the system that I use. And I will cold call them, and my script is literally, hey, my name's Kayla Lieblich. I'm a local realtor. I saw that your home recently came off the market, and I was just curious, how in the heck did it not sell? And that is such a disruptor compared to all of the crazy scripts that everyone uses. People will laugh at that. I've had people laugh and say, oh, well, you know, I've had people tell me that they overpriced their home. How is that appointment going to go when the first thing that they say is, oh, well, it might be a little overpriced? That's going to be the easiest listing you've ever had to sell, when they've already, you know, you're there to help someone who had just got kicked and is down. So use these tools to get in front of them. The next card that they get a week later, oh, there's the back of my card. So I have my company logo, my brokerage logo, myself. I know I look pretty different with my hair up, and also disclosures and referrals. I like to make sure that I've got everything on there, all bases covered. That was a question from Steve 4 days ago. Never mind. So this is the second card that they get, and it says, hang in there, kid doing work, you know, not a big deal. This was just a standard card that I used from their images. And on the interior, so here's, you can see my handwriting, which is terrible on a good day, and they converted it to something that's actually legible, which is fantastic. You know, I have a solution for you. Dear Wesley and Chelsea, my name is Kayla. I'm a realtor here in Northern Colorado. I would love to meet with you to show you how I get houses sold. Also, don't forget to ask about my program, blah, 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 blah. Same, similar thing, just a little bit more detail. And then again, you'll find my information here at the bottom. And now I believe these include my signature as well, since that's been uploaded. Third card they get is, this is the third week. When life hands you lemons, you turn them into lemonade for your next open house. I love doing open houses. It's one of my 2 levers of lead gen, as Chris Suarez says. And again, same thing. My name is Kayla Lieblich. I'm a realtor here in Northern Colorado. I think we've heard that before. I'm sure by now you've gotten a card or 2 from me, and maybe even a phone call. As you can see, I'm eager to help you achieve the goal of selling your house. You need an agent who is focused on you and what you need. This focus is what has made me one of the top 10 agents in my office and highly recommended by my clients. So one other thing I might start including in these is a testimonial from a client. That would be a fantastic thing for people to see. And again, my information, super simple. These all have the same back, just so you guys know. And then if at first you don't succeed, this is the last card they get. Call me. Hello, if you're still interested in getting your home sold, I would love the opportunity to speak with you. Marketing and actively searching for your buyer is something I do daily for all of my clients. I promise if you put me to work for you, you won't be disappointed. Give me a call when you're ready to move forward. you know, it's not very pushy. It's just saying I'm here to help. And that's really the goal here.
You put these into a campaign, and once you put them into the campaign, you pretty much can forget about it. And
yes.
By the way, that picture of that home, that is the actual picture of the client or the recipient's home. Is that correct?
Yes. And so that is all. The first card that they get is always a picture of their home, because that's going to catch their eye. You want to be different than all of the other realtors. And so a good way to be different is to, you know, send them something that is so personal to them that they can't help but open it. Another good way is baked goods, as I learned. So I typically, with this campaign, you can add, or with any campaign really, you can add a gift. And so I typically will include brownies, like a set of 2 brownies. I think it's like $4.99 plus expenses, something like that. 10 points, so that's $3.90.
It's about $10 total between the card, the gift, and the shipping. It ends up being about $10.
Perfect. Thanks, Gary. So yeah, for a listing I really want, or say $1 million listing, something that's out of my typical price range, I will definitely send the first card with brownies. Someone asked me why I do the first card the other day, and it's because it's all about first impressions. I want them to have to open a box and see what I'm all about. I want them to open that first card. I want them to know that I'm a realtor, and I want them to have to then they associate my name with brownies. They can't associate, there's no negative association there. I've had, so we'll just go over this bit of success stories. And remember, you can chime in with questions, comments in the Q&A or the chat at any point. So my success with this, like I said, I started in November, and I was only giving it 30 days. And that meant that for all 30 of those days, I was going to process every single expired in FSBO that came through my door, or came through my system rather. And what I found is that in the first 30 days, I can't remember, Gary, how many listing appointments it was, but it was enough to keep me interested. And I was like, all right, this might work. And of course, those cards are continuing to go out even after the 30 days because it's a 1-month cycle. So every single person, you know, you got, it's when you start with 30 days, it's actually 2 months. And what I realized, we kept doing it after the first one because we had landed enough listing appointments to make it interesting. And so we turned it into a 3-month trial. So by the end of December, me and my MAPS coach, Melody, actually went through and figured out the ROI on this. And I had, at that point, scheduled and held, because no one cancels when you send brownies. They call you, they set the appointment for you. It's so easy, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
I had landed $6 million in appointments in 3 months. So, or in, end of January. So beginning of November to the end of January. That was my test period. 3 months, $6 million in listing appointments set without really doing much. Most of the people had called me, and most of them had requested an appointment from me, which is just downright amazing. And so that was a pretty big moment for me. And then at that point, I had landed, I think, $1.5 or $2 million in appointments. So when we calculated the ROI, signed listings, let's be clear, signed listings, $2 million in listings, $6 million in appointments. And I'm still waiting to hear back on a couple of those people. You know, it's always a weird situation depending on the property. So $2 million worth of listings sold is approximately, in our market, $60,000 in commission, which is fantastic. No one's complaining about $60,000. What I had spent was I think $3,000. Oh boy, I can't mute my computer because I can't hear you. Okay, we'll cancel that. So it was $3 million Jesus, my numbers. $60,000 in commission on listings signed, projected to close. And so I had spent about $3,000 on my cards and the system as a whole. And what that turns out to be is about $15 for ROI. This person, go away. And so that's $15 for every single dollar that I spend. And that is freaking amazing. Gary Keller tells us that an ROI of $4 to $1 is the goal. If you can hit that, fantastic. That is a good ROI. So let's quadruple that. At that point, I'm making $15 for every single dollar spent. And you know what's crazy is that when I started this, I signed up for the distributorship because it's $50 per year. I don't know of any system that does that. And I figured, hey, if I share it with one of my friends, I'll be good. And it'll pay for most of my setup and then I'm fine. And that was literally my entire thought was, okay, I'll share it with one person. And what it's turned into now is I think that I have 15 people in my downline throughout everyone that I've talked to. And then I have, I think, like 18 customers at this point. And so a customer is just someone who uses the system. A distributor is someone who also represents the system. But what's crazy is since I just signed up as a distributor, I got paid on all of those people as well. And I get paid on every card that they send. And so what's great about that is when I look at my income, I was able to knock off an additional $1,500 off of that $3,000. So I was only spending about $1,500 and I had earned about $60,000 in commission in listings signed, which is just downright amazing. I can't even, when you put that ROI, that's doubling the ROI. So that's $30 for every single dollar spent. At that point, my MAPS coach just laughed and told me that it was a complete no-brainer and that I would be dumb if I quit. And so we continued through the end of January. I actually had to let go of my assistant in mid-February, and I am so busy right now that I literally cannot process cards at this time. So right now I had to take a breather. And what's funny is the people that I started back in November, they called me. I had someone call me. If you're in our group, you saw me post about this. I had someone call me 2 weeks ago and say, hey, we got your cards in November. We would love to, we're thinking about listing our house again. We didn't like our last agent and we loved your marketing and those brownies were delicious. So can you come and meet with us tomorrow? And I was like, well, tomorrow's Sunday. I'd prefer not to. And he's like, well, I'm going to be out of town for 2 weeks after that. I was like, well, tomorrow it is. So I met with them the next day and, they had my cards sitting on the counter, which was really cool because they're not, in my opinion, these ones aren't anything crazy special to hold on to, but they had kept every single one. And, when I went to close and I said, hey, how confident are you that I can sell your house? The wife could say, she can't say no to that. You can't say no to someone who has such strong follow-up game, even if they just perceive that you're doing all of this work and it really took you less than 2 minutes to process, they think that you're amazing. And my follow-up game is what got me that listing, and they signed it that day. Photography is tomorrow night. And that listing is $650,000.
Wow.
So one other thing that I didn't anticipate with send out cards, I mean, it's just been surprise after surprise after surprise. One thing I didn't anticipate is the fact that the people who would respond to my cards and campaigns and brownies are the high-end listings. They are double the average price point in my market. So our average is about $325, $350. And my average price point, sales price, has gone up to almost $500,000 because of all the people who are calling me off of send out cards being in a higher price bracket. And it's not like we're targeting them specifically. We're targeting everyone, but they appreciate it the most. And so those listings have gone from being super intimidating to me to being something that's easily within reach because I know that I can impress them. So that's very simply, that's the expired system. There is a system on here for FSBOs. I personally do not pursue FSBOs anymore. They don't respond quite as well in my market, and they are a very saturated market because that's what most of our new agents are going for. But while I've got you, let me show you a couple of the cards that I've sent that have landed me listings. So there's this one. This is a client of mine who, well, both of them are clients. They're just the most wonderful family. I adore them. And this was for their 46th wedding anniversary. They have 3 kids. They've been married for 46 years. And this is in the middle of, this is an expired listing that I got before I had send out cards. And I found out it was their anniversary. So I created a card because this was, I think, one of the first cards that I sent that was really personalized. I stalked them on Facebook because that's what you do. And I pulled these photos from, back in the day, like this is probably 10 years ago. And then this is prom when they were in high school, believe it or not. And then I pulled their wedding photo and I put I just put a cute little Shakespeare quote. So love looks not with eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Let's be clear, I'm not a very mushy person. I'm not very romantic. That is just not my wheelhouse. And so all I had to do was Google good quotes for anniversaries. And so I put that in there. Super simple. If you don't know what to say, Google's your best friend. And again, it's in my handwriting. So this is the exact card they received. The next time that I went to their house, and I changed the back because I don't want it to be salesy. The other thing is that I sent them chocolate pretzels in a snowflake gift box. So I think it cost me like $20 maybe. I can't do the math, but maybe $20. And they got this fantastic card that they now keep on display in their living room. The last time that I spoke with these guys, which was like 4 days ago, every single time that I get off the phone with them or that I leave their house, they give me a big hug and they say, love you. If you want to create lasting relationships, this is the way to do it. You celebrate those special moments. What's fantastic about this one, so I had their personal residence listed for $650. It's currently under contract, so that'll close. And then I sent them this card, and that was what sealed the deal for them for sending me their townhouse listing as well. So that was another $320,000 listing that just closed on the 16th.
Nice.
So yeah, super easy. It really made an impression, and that was really what I was going for.
So here's a point, Kayla, that I'd like to talk about is that when you send cards to people and you love on your network, you find things on Facebook, you end up going to top of mind and then to top of heart, to quote a good friend of mine that I think is on the webinar.
Yeah.
And top of heart is where the referral machine is at. And you get a little army of people out there that love you, adore you, and they hear things and they go, you need to meet Kayla, or you need to meet Brian. Nicest agent. And it just works like a charm, guys. We are in the people business. We are in the relationship business. And when you do something like this, your clients, your prospects start to love you. And you end up turning strangers into friends, prospects into clients, and clients, most importantly, into raving referral fans. It just works so good.
It's amazing. And so here is a past client. They had just closed on their new house, and they told me they were having a baby girl while it was in construction. They have 2 boys already, and so I sent them a big card. Now, these cards are huge. Laid out, they're 11 by 17, I believe. So they're massive. They're super cool. So I put together this, I Facebook stalked them. Again, you'll hear that fairly often. And this is a video that got posted on the husband's page. The wife also posted this as soon as they received it. So like you can see the quality of these cards. Like you've got little thingy-me-boppers and it's adorable, and you've got the whole family. And again, nothing special on the interior. And again, not totally personalized or not totally realtor salesy. Nope. Sorry. And so that's the kind of amazing thing about this, is it creates such a different feeling. And what you'll see in the comments here is, I posted and I was like, hey, that looks amazing. And he said he was going to make a joke, but his wife told him not to. And the joke was, I was going to say, I think we are being Facebook stalked by the greatest realtor ever. So now everyone knows that I'm a realtor. And then he also goes, and now a family friend. You can't make this shit up, guys. Sorry, I curse. These people are now close friends, and I didn't spend that much time with them, but I spent time appreciating them. And with this, I think I sent a little blue giraffe as well, like a little stuffed giraffe. And so these are just people who you love on. You love on the people who are providing your livelihood, and you become friends. And so that's the main thing for me. Like, I've sent out hundreds of cards. A lot of these are Christmas cards, which would be this one. And so, sending out like a thank you for helping me with my year, because you're awesome people. And it's just a fantastic system. Like, I would not be where I am today with, on my board right now, I have half the business that I did last year, and it's only freaking March. So I am well on my way, and that doesn't count all of the people that I'm following up with and all the people who are still receiving cards from me. So
now you're busier than you've ever been, and you've doubled your average listing price.
Right. So really, my business has quadrupled if you look at it that way. My price point doubled, and I have 2 to 3 times more than I 2 times more than I did at this point. Well, than I did all of last year. So last year I did 16 deals. Right now I have 8 on the board. That's pretty fantastic. So, Gary, I'll let you, I guess, is there anything else you wanted me to cover? I'll let you share the system a little bit.
Yeah. So, Taylor, you're doing a great job. You took this system, you put faith in it, you started sending cards and gifts out consistently, and your phone started ringing and your pen started writing. And now the checks are starting to come in. And I know that you're a great agent, but I also know that a lot of your success recently has come from just using this very simple system to love on your network and chase after FSBOs and expireds. And it's just phenomenal. I'm so excited for you. And I know not only that, but you subsidize the cost of all this marketing. Guys, we spend a lot of money on marketing.
Yes, we do.
You don't have to be a distributor. This is not, we're going to talk about that. But you can just use this as being a customer and, go after your real estate business, and you're going to do great. But if you take the next step, and if you decide to become a distributor, you share this with the other realtors in your office, lo and behold, you're going to help them. You're going to add value to their lives, and you're going to subsidize the cost of your marketing. Gosh, this is just a no-brainer. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen in me here. Okay, so there's really 3 parts to send out cards. The first part is a monthly subscription. So it's $39 a month, and that allows you to send, it gives you 100 points. First of all, there's no contract. You can cancel at any time, but that gives you 100 points per month. Well, what is a point? So this card here is just a standard bifold greeting card. This is a 3-point card. So I'd be able to send off about 33 of these a month. And if I run out of points, you can buy, a point or 10 points or another 100 points. It's all at 39 cents per point. So this is a 3-point card. If you multiply that times 39 cents, that's $1.17 plus a 50-cent stamp. It's $1.67 is what it ends up to send out one of these cards. They're fully customizable. I like the front and the inside to be all about my client. And then I have my branding here on the back. And so if you take one of the bundles, then you're going to be able to have the custom brand manager, which is being able to own this real estate that's on the back of the card. So no contract. You can cancel at any time, and you get 100 points a month. If you use all your points, they roll over for 18 months. So if you only use 50 of your 100 points, which I think as a realtor, honestly, you can really very easily send out 2 or 3 cards a day. And when you start to get the love back and the referrals, you're going to see it's one of the best investments that you've ever made. We've all spent money on websites, on pay-per-click, on Facebook ads. Honestly, and I think Caleb would agree, this is the most cost-effective, most effective way to grow a real estate business. Again, reminding everyone, we're in the people business. And so when you love on your people, it's just a fantastic system. So the first part of send out cards is having a monthly subscription of $39 per month. The second part is having a bundle. Now, as a realtor, I'm going to recommend that you take the marketing bundle, because the marketing bundle gives you all of the added features that go along with the subscription. So you get the custom brand manager. That's the ability to brand yourself on the back of the card. You get upgraded memory, so you have more storage, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth here in a second. The marketing bundle gives you 200 bonus points. So that comes with the bundle. You still need the subscription to send card after card after card, month after month after month. But these points in the marketing bundle, these are really good just to kind of get started, get the word out, get used to using the system. Now, the caveat is that these 200 points in the marketing bundle, these only last for 2 months. So you want to use them. Just send out cards and gifts, and become proficient using the system. Kayla and I will help you. There's some tutorials that show you how to use the system. It's really not that difficult of a system to use. All right, so the marketing bundle also gives you the handwriting and the custom signature fonts. So this is a form that you download that you actually print out. And on that form, you write out your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, your punctuation. At the bottom of the form, there's 4 different spaces that you can put a signature. So you might put your first name, you might put your legal name, you might do it cursive, you might do it printing. However you do it, when you're creating a card on your phone or your laptop, you just click the signature icon, choose what signature you want to land on the card, and boom, there it is. So that's a cool system. The MRM training portal, what is MRM? It stands for Master Relationship Marketing. So this is about 10 hours of content that, in my mind, this training portal is worth the $395 in and of itself. It's great training on how to use this system to grow your real estate business or your car dealership business or your insurance agency, whatever business that you might be in. It's really great training on how to use this powerful system to love on your network and grow your business. There's a couple campaigns. Now let's talk a little bit about a campaign. So a campaign can be one card going to many people, like I did with my listing. I sent this out to 100 neighbors. I created one card and I connected 100 people to it. I hit the send button and it's printed at midnight, goes out the next day. So one card going to many people, that's a campaign. But Kayla's been talking about how she uses a 4-card campaign for her expireds. So that's more like a drip system. When you are dripping cards to them, you could have it in a expired campaign or a FSBO campaign, or you can set up someone with the basics where they get a birthday card, they get an anniversary card, they get a holiday card. Once you put someone into the campaign, you can forget about it. The system's going to print those cards a week before their birthday, a week before the holiday, and you can tailor those campaigns in any way that you want. If you want to send them 3 cards a year, great. If you want to send them 1 card a month, 12 cards a year, great. You can do that. So one of the campaigns that is set up in the system is called the First Impressions Kit. So this is a 5-point card, and the reason for that is that it's a little bit thicker cardstock. It's got a satin white or a satin black finish on it, and those are basically set up that all you need to do is add your picture on the back of the card, your branding, maybe change a little bit of the wording, make it yours, and it's ready to go. And there's also another campaign that's included. So that's the marketing bundle. That's what I would recommend for any realtor. However, if you don't want to spend $395, you could start off with a personal bundle. That's a one-time charge of $195. That's going to give you the custom brand manager. It's going to give you the signature package, but not the handwriting. It's going to give you 100 bonus points instead of the 200 bonus points. You're going to get basic storage. That's enough for 1,500 contacts, 50 saved campaigns. You can have 500 saved photos and 250 saved cards. The upgraded memory vault just gives you more. It gives you 2,500 contacts, 100 campaigns, and so forth. So you can always start off with the personal bundle, and then you can just pay the difference if you want to of $200, and you can upgrade to the marketing bundle, a month or 6 months down the road, however you want to handle that. So the business bundle is a one-time charge of $795. That gives you everything that the marketing bundle has, But what it really gives you is multi-user accounts. So this is great for real estate teams. If the team leader buys the business bundle, they can set up their outside buying agent with a sub account, and their ISA with a sub account, or their customer service person with a sub account. So that allows them to have their own points and expense without them having access to the main system. Okay, so the first part again is the monthly subscription. Second part is a bundle. The third part, and this may be of interest to you, it may not, and that's being a distributor. So if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, for $50 a year, you can turn this into another income opportunity. And it's the coolest type of income because it's residual income. Guys, I don't know about you, but I love residual income. I love getting paid over and over and over for things that I do one time. I mean, it's just the smartest way to make money. In real estate, we're rich, we're poor. We're rich, we're poor. We're very transactional. Once you do a deal, you're basically unemployed. You've got to go out and find another deal, which is great. Okay, you get big commissions with real estate, but it's amazing how much money you can, over a period of time, make with just showing this consistently. Show this app to one realtor a day and send them a carton of brownies. Take a selfie, take a picture of you two, put it on a card, add a 2-pack of brownies, follow up with them a week later and have coffee with them. If I show this to 10 realtors, I end up signing a couple customers and one distributor. And it's not who I know that's important, it's who do they know and who do they know. So the guy that brought me into the business, the gentleman that was up on stage, Jordan Adler, who wrote that book called Beach Money that Kayla talked about, he's been doing send out cards for 13 years, and he signs up 2 or 3 distributors a month. So he signed up about 450 people over 13 years. That's grown to 150,000 representatives in 6 countries. He has about 500,000 clients, and he gets paid on every single one of them. He makes more in a month than I make in a year by a long shot. So, it doesn't happen overnight, but it doesn't take away from your real estate business. In fact, you'll actually write more business because you're a distributor. When you start to grow this organization, you're the realtor, and you're going to be able to help them to sell homes. It's just a great way. So again, it may be of interest to you, it may not. Basically $50 a year. So that's really the system of send out cards. We've talked about how we use this for loving on our network. We've talked about how to use this to go after FSBOs and expireds. We've talked about how you can share send out cards. And at the very minimum, you can subsidize your cost of marketing. But I can tell you that, just like myself and Kayla and a few other people have done, that if you share this with people on a consistent basis, you'll start to grow a residual income. So what I want to show you right now is just this little thing that I printed up, and it has my name, and that is the website. If I invited you, if you're with my company or you got my email, then if you're interested in getting more information, you can go to my website, which is www.sendoutcards.com/go mobile. If Kayla invited you, if you want to work with Kayla, then you go to her website, www.sendoutcards.com/216-581. I left out the /. I put this together about a minute before the webinar started. So guys, it's very simple, very straightforward, very powerful. Not only have Kayla and I rocked this business and are making money in real estate and with send out cards, there's another gentleman on this webinar who's in the audience that is back in South Carolina that did probably his first year in real estate, did 12 or 13 deals just by loving on his network and going after expireds. I know, Kayla, you have someone in San Diego that, I believe it's San Diego, that is using this, and she got a couple listings recently. What is her name, Lisa?
Erica Dunning, I know, got, I think, 3 or 4 calls from her first section of cards. Yeah, so she has been seeing massive success. She sends me a text every single time that she gets one, and it's exciting because it tells me that, if you work the system and you do it consistently, which is the main point, consistently every day, you will see the results. And so I want to go through and answer a couple questions. Gary, did you have anything else that you wanted to hit on before we do that? We're good?
Yep,
okay.
Go ahead.
So someone wanted to see how I pull the photos off of Google Maps. I believe that was Becky, I think. Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share, and I'll just show you real quick. So I'll go into, I'm going to Google my own address, so don't stalk me, people. Thanks. So I'll go into Google, and I'll go to the street view. There's my dog. Oh boy. Okay, so this is old. This isn't even when I owned it. But you can kind of center yourself, or if you want to move, you can kind of get a different photo and then zoom in. And so sometimes, you know, the cars are in the driveway. Sometimes they're not. This was obviously taken on a Monday because the trash is out. And then I'll go in and I will select my little snipping tool that I think every computer has. And I'll just snip this picture. And then that is the one that I will use on the card. It's not going to be anything super special. It might be a little bit hard for some of the properties, but for the most part, that will be a really good way to pull those photos if you don't want to use the ones off of the MLS. And to be clear, I only send one card with the photo, and I will never use another person's photo for marketing of the property. That would be completely unethical, and we definitely don't want to do that. So if you're comfortable, go off of Zillow or Google it or whatever, but make sure that you're not using someone else's photos on the MLS to market your listing. And if you want to, ask if you can buy them from the other agent.
I know that Jim's book talks about go out once a day and take a picture of the home.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Just do one expired a day, go out and take a picture of the home and put it on a card, and that's another way that you can do it.
Yep, absolutely. And then let's see here. All you can do. Gary, I'm going to ask you to post your just like, you know how I posted the expired cards in my thing? I'm going to ask you to post those to the Facebook group for your just listed card that everyone loves, if that would be okay.
Yep.
They can see an example. Jay Fritz, how do you become a reseller? All you have to do is sign up as a distributor. When you sign up, it's the $50 charge. And if you sell one, you've paid for that and then some. So I believe it's $140 for every single person that signs up. So if you sign up with the marketing bundle, which is what I have, you'll pay it off in like 3 or 4 people. So it's super awesome. It was something that I did not expect. I just signed up for and started talking to people about it. I did pull it off of Google.
Realtors get this, guys. They get it. And so what I would recommend, if you're interested in signing up, that you reach out to Kayla or myself and let us kind of take you through the website and answer your questions. When you're signing up, we'll guide you through so that you have a good experience. It'll be fast. And we'll get you trained. We'll show you how to use the custom brand manager, how to set up your handwriting font. It's super simple.
Yeah. And then Jay Fritz, how many people do you have on your team? Do you have an entire team? Because I know you're asking about the $795 package. I have the marketing bundle, just to be clear, so that we're not pushing anyone to buy anything that they don't need. That's for sure. The $795, okay, perfect. So just as an example, so the $795 is a one-time fee to get everything set up. So it's not, a lot of that goes towards product and like getting your handwriting set up, giving you the customizable backs, that sort of thing. And then once you use up the points, then you pay for the points as a subscription of $39 per month. You don't have to have that subscription. However, it is the only way to get the 39-cent point value. The reason they do, and this is very confusing, so I apologize. The reason that they do for example, points and then expenses, an expense is something that the value, they cannot discount. So that's typically postage. They cannot discount postage. So you'll see something like the card is 3 points plus postage. And so the postage is 50 cents. You can find that on there pretty easily. And then the 3 points, it depends on how much you're spending. So if you have that $39 monthly subscription, which those roll over and they never go away, those you get 100 points for the $39. So it all goes towards product. You're not paying for anything that is not product related, which is one good thing to point out. But they can, because you're spending consistently on cards, they can discount the cards to the 39 cents. If you don't do that, I think it's like 60 something cents.
So there's three different ways. You can, $39 a month is your least expensive per point. So least expensive per card. You can set up a subscription for $15 or $20 a month. You won't be able to send as many cards, but that is a price point of 49 cents per point. So each card will cost 30 or 40 cents more. Not a big deal, but you know, if you're going to be using this system, I'd use it at the most effective price point, especially since if you don't use all your points, they roll over and you'll probably end up using them during the holidays. We do have a pay-as-you-go program where you create a card, you pay for it, you create a card, you pay for it. That is 63 cents per point, so it's almost double. I think it's kind of silly to have that. I would, at a very minimum, sign up with a $15 a month subscription. Again, you can cancel at any time. There's no contract, and your points roll over for 18 months. So those are the three different ways. So I would recommend that you can use just the subscription. You don't need to buy a bundle, but you're going to get those added features like the branding tool and the handwriting and the training portal, things like that. So you can use, out of the three parts, you can use one, you can use two, you can use all three if you want to. It's really up to you and what's best for you and your needs and your budget.
Yep, absolutely. There's no contracts either. So if you need to cancel at some point, you can do that. If you want to upgrade from the personal bundle to the marketing bundle, they don't charge you the $3.95. They just charge the additional, or the difference between the two. So Donna, you said you want to go distributor. Should you switch to a marketing bundle before I switch to it? You can. It just depends on how you're using it. So if you're using it at that high level and you really want the branding and the handwriting and everything, I would switch. Personally, I would not use the personal bundle just because I really love the features that I got with the marketing one. And so you can also always send people to our cards, or to our webinars, to help grow your business as the Send Out Cards distributor. We're here to help you. And so if you tell us that you're sending someone, we'll make sure to watch out for them and make sure that if they sign up accidentally under one of us, they will go to you instead. So
that is a good point, Kayla. There might be someone on here that was invited. I know Brian invited a few people. Julie invited a few people. So get back with the person. If it's not Kayla or me, if you didn't get my email or my invitation or Kayla's information, if someone else invited you to this webinar, make sure and get back with them and they will answer your questions. And if you want to move forward, they'll get you signed up.
Right. And so I'm glad that we've motivated you, Donna. That's awesome. What I would say is, with the expired campaign, you really need to be consistent with it. I do it when I'm doing it, right now it's paused, every single day. I spend the first hour of my day uploading them to Send Out Cards and getting them started on the campaign. And then I spend the next hour, maybe 2 hours of my day, depending on what my day looks like, cold calling these people. And if it's a listing I really, 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 really want, I have no problem going to door knock them. You don't want to wait till the campaign ends because typically they may have relisted. You want to be one of the first people out there. So if you go door knock them, bring a pre-listing package and knock on that door and make sure that they know that you were there.
Becky, you had a client, you had a question. Sorry to interrupt, Kayla.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good.
About, once you get a client, how often are you sending cards other than special occasions or holidays? So here's what I do. When I meet someone, I put them into a campaign. I get their information. I just tell people up front, I like to send cards to people. Can I get your birthday? Can I get your anniversary? And then I get the basics done with a campaign. Anytime you're sending cards over and over and over again, you want to put them into a campaign. We do have a mail merge function so that it is personalized to them. It'll go to Dear Kayla, Dear Gary, whoever. And then, so the basics are handled through a campaign, and then become Facebook friends with them. And when you see notable events that happen, then you do a one-off card quickly. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your laptop. And you just send that one off that kind of pops out at a special time when their son hits a home run and that picture is posted on Facebook. send them a card with that. It's those little touches that, again, you become top of heart and they understand that you're connecting with them on a much deeper level than a like or a comment.
Right. And one of those things, like Gary said, is, you know, with everything that we do, we have to be super intentional. So one of the things that I like to do is, you know, I don't have everyone's kids' birthdays. So as we go through the year, an agent that I was talking to just today said that she keeps a pad next to her desk. And anytime that she sees something on Facebook where it's like, oh, my kid turned 5 or whatever, she writes down the day so that she can add them to her campaign. And make sure that she's loving on the whole family and not just the one client who paid the check. You know, you want to make it as personal as possible. The other thing would just be making it a goal to send a few cards a day. So one of my goals that I've set recently on my 411 that I built is to send, I think it's 5 cards a day. Or maybe it's 2 cards a day, 10 cards a week. And so, you know, that's just going through Facebook and sending a very personalized card to someone that's in my sphere. That's what that means to me. People who are on a campaign like holidays, they're already going to get those cards, but I want to make sure that they get a personalized card as well. And so I'll keep track of who I send what to in my CRM, which is just Google contacts right now, but I make it intentional to look at my Facebook and find those big moments and make sure that I'm sharing, that I'm showing them appreciation for sharing those big moments with the world, and letting me be a part of their lives. And so, yeah, and like Gary said, just ask anything that you want to know from your sphere or whatever. Ask them for their address. Ask them if you don't have it. Ask them for birthdays, ask them for anniversaries, whatever. People will not be offended if they have met you. Also, title companies, if you ask the title company at closing what everyone's birthday is, if you don't already have it, they'll pull it off the IDs for you. That's just a little trick that I just learned. So, yeah, what other questions do you guys have? I would love to keep this going. We've got some good questions in here, and we would love to see some of you guys sign up if you're interested, or even just test it out. I think if you go to either of these links, you can send a card from the app or the website for free just to test it out. So go ahead and send yourself a card. Make yourself feel special. It's like Christmas when you open the mailbox. Anything else? I think that's...
Don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can send us an email. You can call us or text us. I'm going to put my number, which is 702-610-4539. Kayla, you can do the same if you'd like.
Yep.
Feel free to call us or text us.
Mine, I will put on here. So my phone number is 970-420-2389. I just put that in the chat. So I'm not doing the FSBOs anymore because I really didn't see the response, Diana, from them that I see from the expireds. The expireds just seem in my area to be a lot more motivated.
I can tell you that Brian has been going after FSBOs and he's gotten quite a few lately. So
yeah, so
it just really is a matter of intention and consistency.
Exactly. And, you know, some people just mesh better with other types. For me, it's expireds. I'm really good at creating that sense of urgency with them. And I'm not a very patient person with FSBOs, which I've listed a few. They're fine. They haven't been a problem. They're good people still, not saying they aren't. But for some reason, in our market, they have just not been as heavily, I think that they're too heavily marketed to in our area, which means, you know, that's where they're the numbers that you can get off of Zillow for free. So for me, it's a little bit easier and makes a little bit more sense to pull the numbers off of my paid source, even though it costs me money, and be able to find those the expireds and whatnot. It's just a little bit easier because there's a little bit less competition for those, I think would be the reasoning. But nothing wrong with them. I decided to put my focus on expireds and open houses for this year. Anyone else? What other questions you got for us, guys? We're on a roll. We've got our phone numbers up there.
We don't get any questions. We've been at it a few minutes past an hour, so I know that your time's valuable. But if there aren't any other questions, we're going to go ahead and finish this off. So speak now, chat now, or forever hold your peace. We appreciate you being with us. I know it's some great information for you. I know it works. Just try it out and start sending out cards. And lo and behold, you're going to start getting feedback within a few days. People are going to start texting you, calling you, emailing you, posting the card on Facebook. And the first time that you get a referral, you're going to think you're the smartest person in the world because this thing really rocks. Yep. So guys, thank you so much. Kayla, thank you so much for hanging out with me and sharing your great success. And guys, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or need some more information. We'll send you an app that we can text you the app. So you just got to reach out to us and we'll text you the app. You can send a card from the app, or you can go to our website and send a card for free and just take it step by step. Whatever's best for you, that's what we want.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You have a good night.
Take care, everyone.
Reach out.